Rise and Shine.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine. You're joining with the Wednesday edition of Rise and Shine, and today we are going to head off to the guest segment, as we promised at the beginning, to speak about an authority that's in Sri Lanka that also works towards making sure that the Sri Lankan youth has the proper skills to face the skills need globally. So in an era where we as a world face mostly skills migration, Sri Lanka has a commendable authority in Sri Lanka that works towards the upliftment of Sri Lankan's youth to develop the skills of the youth in Sri Lanka, and this is the Vocational Training Authority, as you well know. So this institution has been developing the skills, future-oriented skills of Sri Lankan youth to make sure that they face the market, face the demand from a supplies point of view, to make sure that Sri Lanka stands as a global hub for producing global recognized youth that are with skilled and also set with proper skills in the country. So today, to speak about this authority and also what it has in plans for the youth in Sri Lanka, we have the chairman of the Vocational Training Authority, Dr. Damitha Wickramasinghe, joining with us today this morning. And good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning, Varun.
Great to have you on board. Yes, you're most welcome. And so speaking about the Vocational Training Authority, this is actually a name that we all know, but hardly anyone knows what the authority does. If you can explain to us what the task of the authority is.
Yeah, first of all, let me give you a brief history about Vocational Training Authority. The authority was established in 1995 by the then Labour Minister, current Prime Minister Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa, and it was an extension of the Human Capital Division of the Labour Ministry. So with a modest start of 1,000 intake students and also say handful of centers, now VTA has come a long journey, and this year is our 25th anniversary, and I'm proud to say VTA has evolved gradually to become the giant of the training industry in Sri Lanka. Now currently we have about approximately 240 centers and 8 national level centers. National level center will at least house 1,000 students per intake. So now I am proud to say that I am leading the leader of vocational training.
Because at the end, what matters is how you lead the proper youth, and then you lead the youth into something that's actually quite useful for the whole world, not just the country. Correct. Because producing these youth in the country also brings Sri Lanka on the map, and you can supply them to the global sector at the same time. So that's something really commendable that we see the authority does for the country. And yes, moving on. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to ask them. You mentioned about 240 centers and intakes of over about 1,000 in each of these units. Looking at what's happened over the last 25 years, if you go back to the 90s when we were in school and all of that, and only during the third millennial, the beginning of the 2000s, that you really saw the inception of maybe people taking on internet and all of that, and how things have evolved, and almost all of that we do at our fingertip. So have the vocational training also evolved with it, or what is on offer right now?
Yeah, just to tell you about our courses, now we cater for 22 trades. For example, from construction, tourism, beauty culture, etc., etc. We have 22 trades aimed at the private sector need. And also within those 22 trades, we have about 1,600 programs. That varies depending on the need of the country. But one weakness I saw when I took over Vocational Training Authority by the invitation of His Excellency President and Prime Minister, one weakness I saw was like we have not gone to market as much as we should have, right? So that was one weakness I identified. So coming on to TV programs like this also is a strategy that I have, because we, apart from a local state university, Vocational Training Authority has a center called KTEC. You all must have seen while going to the airport in Orugudavatta, which houses the only 6-axis robo arm. So we have robotics offered as a course at KTEC, and also I must say we are 4th industrial revolution ready, but this has not gone out to the public. So For that, we have planned to have an open day on 28th and 29th of this month at KTech. So I would like to invite the youth of this country and also the parents. You must understand, for Sri Lanka to move into an advanced economy from this upper middle level income status, we must get into the new industries. Our youth must get trained into the new industries so that we are ready when the world wants certain needs.
Okay. So for someone who wants to participate in this open day, if they want to get prior information, can they go to the website and find out? Is there a website, or can they call you and find out? Is there a way?
Certainly. Our website is there. Our website has comprehensive details about all the courses. Also, we are very strong in Facebook. We have a very interactive Facebook page where we keep on updating at a daily basis. So most of the information is available, but the thing is, as a brand, VTA has not fulfilled its potential. Now, just to tell us now, from a modest start, last year the intake was 35,000. But now, after I took over, that also has not fulfilled the potential. So after creating some new part-time courses and also new program areas, I have managed to take up the target to 70,000.
Okay, I think what you can see on the screen now is the website of the VTA.
Yes,
so this has all the
it is trilingual and it has all the details of all the trades and all the courses. So as I told you, now this year the target is 70,000 because
that's twice the amount last time.
Yeah, because VT has been running under potential all throughout the history, I could say.
Yes.
So when His Excellency wanted me to take over, I have done my pre-homework, because now I must also commend about the service Viatmaga did during this SLPP opposition era, because Viatmaga itself is His Excellency's brainchild. So I am also part of the EXCO. What Viatmaga did was, during the past 3 years, 22 sectors we have had rigorous study on how to improve and how to take it forward, which matter to governance the most. So I was in charge of sports and youth affairs. So by the time I took over, I knew what to do and how to take this to the next level. So 70,000 will be the optimum level we can achieve. But in future, we are having discussions with several other governments, foreign governments, as well as non-governmental organizations, to increase the capacity, because as you know, this government's and Excellency's vision is to accommodate all 350,000 school dropouts that happen every year. So we have to at least take our capacity up to 200,000 within the foreseeable future if we want to achieve that.
Right. So when you mentioned about the school dropouts, I want to ask you a question about the qualifications, the entry qualifications. Is there entry qualification as such, or can anyone from any age enter?
Not as such, because now VTA offers courses. You must have heard about the NVQ certification system, that is National Vocational Qualification. So Vocational Training Authority has courses from NVQ 1 to 6. 6 is the higher national diploma level. So to enter to NVQ 1, 2, 3, you don't need any prior qualifications. So any person who is literate can join the programs and take themselves up. 6 is higher national diploma. Then you can join the Univotech, which is the vocational training university run by the government. So there you can do up to 7, even 9. You can even become a PhD holder in due time. I mean, it's all up to you. So how you apply yourself.
The path is clear. Only thing is you have to take the initiative as a person, if you have the desire to do so.
And Amita, looking at what you just mentioned, and the opportunity is such that you could grow to become someone really, really big in the country. But when you consider what's the requirement globally, people are looking at skills everywhere, in almost all sectors. You mentioned we are covering 22. Are we in tech with what the global requirements are, or do we need to go a notch up or two when it comes to global standards? Because we see even in construction here in Sri Lanka, a lot of the foreign countries take up the tenders and they tend to bring their own people down. Can Sri Lanka supply that demand in the future?
Well, the answer would be yes and no. Now, if you take a field like robotics, we are already there. right? But the current curriculum in other trades, I am having an entire revisit, because now my vision is vocational training authority trains people for the private sector. Our graduates don't go to the public sector. No? So we have to be in line, and also we have to be catering the demand and needs of the private sector, and for that we are having a total revisit on the curriculum. But currently the industry demand is met, but I would say it's not up to date.
Okay.
But we are working on it, and also I must say now we are coming into a partnership with Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau, where we are looking at to have exclusive centers for foreign employment training. Because now Sri Lanka, I think, should look at it in a dual manner. We have to cater the need of the country, also we have to be a knowledge exporting country to have our global footprint. Now if you take India,
Yes.
30-40 years India was the producer of doctors to the world.
That's right.
Now India is the producer of IT human capital to the world. So likewise we also have to brand ourselves, and for that our greatest strength is our human capital. So we have to synergize it to a way that we create, we cater to the local as well as global demand.
Okay, so connecting that to the vision that our current excellency has regarding a prosperous future for the youth. So how do you think, as the chairman of the VTA, that the youth has to be streamlined alongside this vision to meet the needs of the future and of the youth at the same time?
Yeah. To achieve that, I think the youth have to be educated on the value of these programs, also the parents. Because now there is a hysteria about vocational training in the normal society, which is wrong. Now if you take a country like Germany, which is very advanced in engineering and technology, right? It's not just the engineers who do that. You have to have skilled technicians.
Okay.
You may need 10 engineers to build a car, but to manufacture a car you need thousands of technicians. So
true.
for that is the same reason that we are trying to take VTA to the market, and have open days throughout the country, maybe at least one every district, so that people will understand, especially the youth and also the parents. And also I must give a little advice to the teachers and principals.
That's right.
Because you should not look down on vocational training. This is also another path in life, right? I mean, if you make all the school entrance convert them into doctors, what will be the use? Every sector, every career has dignity. So that is one task that I am going to take up.
And that is, I think, absolutely positive, taking from what you have mentioned, and also looking at what youth are facing right now. What are the main barriers that you think that's affecting their progress?
Well, socially speaking, I think currently the youth of the country are looking at getting easy employment. Now, for instance, I'm not looking down on any trade or profession, but now it has come to a point where you will be better off buying a trishaw than getting yourself skilled, right? And also the current global demand, if you take the scenario, people are not looking for qualification. People are looking for skills. Prime example is the IT industry, which I also come from. IT industry does not care whether you are a graduate or whether you are a master's, as long as you can deliver what is needed, right? So enhancing the skill set is the most valuable thing that a country should do with their youth. So for that matter, I think I also have to call out an open invitation for the youth. I mean, rather than wasting your life on a very easy-going job.
That's right.
If you want to take this country up, if you want to see this country prosper, Excellency himself, we ourselves can't do it alone. So everybody needs to chip in, everybody needs to participate. So this is an open invitation.
Yeah, I think connected to that also, I saw this advertisement on the internet. It's not advertisement, it's actually an article on the internet where Tesla has started hiring people who doesn't have any free paper qualification. As long as you can deliver, they'll be paying you hundreds of thousands of dollars as long as you can have the skill set. So also now we have been talking mostly focusing on Orugoduvat and also other centers here in Colombo and also in the suburbs. So what about the areas that are worried in the north? There can be skilled individuals in those areas as well. Do you plan on having centers in those areas as well?
We already have a very good footprint in the north.
Okay.
And also I must comment on the interest and enthusiasm of the children in the north. For trades like construction, the highest draw comes from the north, which is absolutely fantastic. And I mean, they are very hardworking in a way, and they also, I think they have lot to cover up also, because due to the war, 30 years, the entire north was in ruins, and also we must be thankful to the current Prime Minister and Excellency for eradicating that menace from this country forever. So there are almost all the programs, apart from these ultra modern programs which are available only in Orugoduvat, most other trades are available in the north also.
North as well. So that's okay. So that you have actually expanded your network to the north, so that you can reach them out as well at the same time. Okay.
And Damita, we are into the last couple of minutes on the show. Just before I end off, looking at, you mentioned you're trying to tie up with also the ministries and maybe getting government intervention in certain things. With regards to what's in store, you mentioned 1,600 different courses that's lined up. Are those aligned to the 22 sectors? And is there opportunity, once you get yourself a qualification coming out of something, is there a surety of a job somewhere down the line?
Of course, Ishan. Now, if you just look at the current demand of the industry, now, for instance, construction industry, the top-notch companies came and met me. The current demand is 50,000 jobs, right? When Port City is in fully fledged operation, it will be 300,000 jobs, right? So almost 99% of our graduates are employed right after the course, because we have a on-the-job training component. So once you go for OJT, you naturally are absorbed into the system. This is absolutely guaranteed, employment. So likewise, again, the duty falls back to the youth of this country. You can't blame anybody of maldevelopment, right? So if you want to see this country develop, it is your opportunity, it is your duty. So you must come forward and come to a place like VTA, look at our courses, and also there is a special skill set demand sort of software which is available on a tab. And also I must talk about the skills career guidance bus, which was donated to us by USAID, which will be having a round tour of the island and stopping at various towns and townships and cities. And in that particular bus, we have computer tablets where you have a special software where you can do about 10 minutes test and see what kind of a skill and what kind of a trade you are suited at and what kind of a course you should join. So all the facilities are available. So the youth must come forward and take this up.
Okay, so once you answer these questions, you can definitely find out what you want to be, what you can be in the future. Okay, so well, thank you very much, Mr. Damita Wickramasinghe, for coming today, and he is the chairman of the Vocational Training Authority, Sri Lanka, and it's very commendable what you do, and also as a youthful leader about what your vision also entails, along with what the VTA does for the country. Thank you very much for joining in today.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck with all the future projects as well.
Thank you.